What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back with another video. Today we're going to be looking at NHL Network's top 10 goalies for the 2019-20 season. I'm going to be giving my opinion and talking about what I would change up. We're also going to be looking at the 2018 list and then, checking out what it's like this season and, like I said, the changes that I would make. So if you're new to this channel, make sure to subscribe. I'd love to have more hockey conversations with you. Join the squad. Let's get to 7,000 subscribers. I appreciate all you. Let's go and check out these lists. So let's start off with the 2018 top 10. So here's the picture to show you guys. Last year they had Bobrovsky number 1, Holtby number 2, followed by Vasilevsky, Hellebuck, Quick, Fleury, Rene, Rask, Anderson, and Gibson. That's a very solid list. That's a lot of really great goaltenders. Of course, we know Bobrovsky was dealing with a lot too, and obviously in a contract year, he was really good. Holtby was, Braden Holtby-like. The guy can just flat out play. Vasilevsky being at number 3, we obviously know that he's taken huge steps, and so on and so forth for all the rest of the goaltenders on the list. Now, there are some big changes onto the list this year, and some of them don't make a ton of sense to me. So let's look right now at the top 10 goaltenders for the 2019-20 season according to the NHL Network. So at number 1, Andrei Vasilevsky. Makes a lot of sense. He is absolutely fantastic. One of the best goaltenders in the league, and by this list, the best. Number 2, Sergei Bobrovsky, a new contract, playing for a new team in Florida. I think that he's going to excel there. They're going to have a really good squad this year, so him being at number 2, I have no problem with. Number 3, Ben Bishop, who was absolutely fantastic last year, but at the same time, you got to remember, he only played in 46 games last year. So keep in mind, I'm going to be getting a little bit ticked off with some of the guys on this list just based off of games played. They next had Carey Price at number 4, and already I have a problem with that. And I guess I'm going to have to talk about it in a little bit. Tuukka Rask was really good last year, but you could make the argument as well that he might be a little bit higher than some people would like. And I don't know if people are considering, these guys like playoff numbers and stuff like that, and that might be why they go up a little bit, which makes sense, because if this is just a regular season based list, then this could be different. Next up is Marc-Andre Fleury. Of course, we know Flowers a real good goalie. Braden Holtby went down to number 7, of course, before he was number 2 on this list. Jordan Binnington, Stanley Cup champion, at number 8. Pekka Rinne at number 9. And John Gibson at number 10. So the first thing I'm going to say right away, how is Frederik Andersen not on this list? It does not make any sense to me whatsoever. Being a Leaf fan, that obviously has some things to do with it. But Frederik Andersen played in 60 games last year. And this is where I'm going to bring up sample size, games played, all that stuff like that. Because Freddie Andersen, and games played matter a lot for goaltenders. Because Freddie played in 60 games, Freddie Andersen, and had a .917 save percentage and a 2.77 goals against, which is quite solid. And he faced a lot of shots. I believe he was one of the leaders in shots against in the entire league. He was at number 2. Him and Connor Hellebuck were just facing shots left and right. Versus a guy like Jordan Binnington. While of course he's a Stanley Cup champion, I love Binnington. He's a great guy. He seems like a great guy. He plays the game right. He's very intense, and he gets it done. But I mean, let's be honest here. Jordan Binnington played less games than Jonathan Bernier last year. Jonathan Bernier played 35 games. Cam Ward played 33. Curtis McElhinney played 33 as a 1A, 1B option as well in Carolina. Now, Binnington had very good numbers, a .927 goal save percentage and a 1.89 goals against. Obviously super impressive. But at the same time, you have to remember, if he plays 30 more games in the regular season and he keeps those numbers, sure, then he should be higher on this list. But you have to think, if he plays 30 more games, that those numbers change. Binnington's a great goalie, but I don't know. If you face the same amount of shots and games played as some of these other goalies on the list, I don't know. It just does not make a lot of sense to me. And the same thing with Ben Bishop. Again, great numbers for Ben Bishop last year, but only 46 games played for him. Tuukka Rask, 46 games played for him as well. Pecorine, like guys who are towards the top here, like John Gibson, in games played, Pecorine, Markstrom. I thought Markstrom was fantastic last year. You know, my point might tick some people off here, but if you play way more games, like Markstrom also played in 60 games, I just believe that you should have a little bit more credit for how many games you played. And again, playoff numbers do matter. I understand that. But at the same time, Ben Bishop should not be number 3. Carey Price should be in that number 3 spot. Then you can move around to other pieces. I believe Tuukka Rask should also not be the number 5 spot. Although playoffs, again, you can argue that Tuukka Rask is definitely in the top 5 considering playoff stuff. But these numbers for the regular season change like crazy if you have guys who played more games. Like if Jordan Binnington plays 60 plus games, I don't think he's having the same numbers. I really don't agree with how high Bishop is. I also don't agree on how high Rask is. Binnington honestly shouldn't even be on this list, to be honest with you. And that's no disrespect, but like these guys didn't play that many games in the regular season. Like if we're considering playoffs in there as well, it's still not enough starts. I mean, hell, Devin Dubnyk started 67 games last year, had a .913 save and a 2.54 goals against. Those are pretty solid numbers, and you could argue he should be on this list over some guys. Like, I don't know. I'm going to sound like a hater a little bit in this, but like Braden Holtby at number 9 had a Braden Holtby at number 7 had a .911 save percentage and a 2.82 goals against. Like, you're telling me that Freddie Anderson didn't have a better season? Like, I get it. Like, the playoffs matter too, but like, shots against, all this stuff like that should matter. Like, you could really argue some of these guys don't belong on this list. John Gibson, that guy takes a lot of crap. He definitely should be on this list. He starts a lot of games and faces a lot of shots. He was stopping pucks left and right. So again, I'm going to sound like a hater in a lot of this video. I like all the goalies on this list, but when you start 30 games in the regular season, the season prior, I don't understand how you're a top 10 goaltender in the NHL. Those 30 games, if you're going 30-0, obviously, like, that's unheard of, and you should be on this list. If you have great numbers, like Binnington, whatever, like, he had great numbers as well. Same thing with Ben Bishop, but the sample size is not the same as a guy who starts 60 games. You have way more opportunity to be worse, and you have way more opportunity to get better. It works both ways. But at the same time, it usually gets worse unless you're an insanely talented goaltender. So if you're new to this channel, make sure to subscribe. I'd love to have more hockey conversations with you. Join the squad. Let's get to 7,000 subscribers. I appreciate all you, as always. And this list might tick some people off. I think it already has. So make sure to comment down below who your top 10 goalies are and why. I'll see you in the next video or stream. Peace.